Let's move on. If you saw the Oscar-nominated film The Fighter starring Mark Wahlberg, then you're at least somewhat familiar with boxer Mickey Ward's big, colorful, and often dysfunctional family in Lowell, Massachusetts. What the movie didn't include was the story of Ward's nephew and godson, Ray Greenhelge. Ray was born with some severe health issues, severe enough that as a baby, some even suggested he be institutionalized. But as Bernard Goldberg reports, Mickey Ward and his family thought otherwise. And to Ray, that's made a world of difference.
Even if you're not a boxing fan, you may know Mickey Ward. Mark Wahlberg played him in the 2010 movie The Fighter, a big Hollywood film set in an old blue-collar town, Lowell, Massachusetts. Mickey was tough as nails and one day became a world champ.
Irish Mickey Ward with a big TKO.
His half-brother Dickie was a boxer too, but he was also fighting demons. Even the women in the family, Mickey and Dickie's mother and sisters, were the kind of people you wouldn't want to tangle with.
You're crazy.
Boss, Mickey is my dad. What did I just say to you? What did I do?
In the film, and in real life, the whole family was tough. But the movie left something out, the story of the toughest member of the family, the one they call the fighter. That's him, Raymond Greenhelge, Mickey's nephew and godson. And to put it in boxing terms, he was on the mat from the day he was born.
I was counted out. They were basically saying, leave him in the hospital. He wouldn't be able to communicate, see. He would need 24/7 care. We don't know if he would ever walk, talk, recognize who you are. They said basically no chance.
Ray was born 26 years ago, 6 weeks premature, with cerebral palsy and a dangerous amount of fluid on the brain. His mother, Kelly, was a kid herself, just 17 years old.
And we can find him a good home. I was 17, you're a single mom, you're young, leave him here, we'll find him a home, you know. They said he'll be retarded. So these are my exact words, excuse my French. I said, we'll get my retarded discharge papers ready because I'm taking him home.
We were just mad. Besides being sad, we were mad.
Mad at?
Mad at them even saying that.
Ray's grandfather, Jerry, was also at the hospital.
We all agree right at the bat, this is not going to happen. This is not going to happen.
That's what you told the doctor?
That's what we told him. When he's ready to go, he's coming with us.
Have you ever wondered, geez, what would have happened if when the doctor said, why don't you just leave him here?
I don't think he would have survived. You think it's going to be a packed house down here with all the fighters today or what?
Yeah, probably.
Jerry took the lead with Ray's day-to-day care, and after several brain surgeries as a young child, his condition stabilized. But for Ray, the everyday challenges of life were just beginning.
As you were growing up, I imagine it wasn't easy.
No, it wasn't easy. You felt like you were confined in your own body. I would crawl around, like use my arms and shoulders to try to pull myself up because I had no strength in my legs at all. I couldn't even take a step without feeling like I was going to fall face first.
He went to school but could only get around with arm crutches. Ray was a fighter in his own right, but not the kind of fighter he dreamed of becoming.
I wanted to be a boxer since I was a kid, to follow in the footsteps of my Uncle Mickey, because that's what this family has known. That's what we grew up in. Like, I started watching fights with my grandfather when I was just 5 or 6 years old.
Arturo Gatti refusing to go down as Mickey Ward pounds away.
It's funny because I used to give him the tapes because Ray wanted to watch tapes, you know. So I'd give him the old VHS. And he'd watch them so much, they'd snap. So I never got him back. And I'd say, Ray, where's the tape? Well, I don't know, I think we lost it. He didn't lose it, he snapped them all. Because he watched it so much that they snapped. And that's when I knew we had an animal on our hands.
Nice, Joey. No, look at that hide right here.
It wasn't long before Ray began hanging out at the gym, where he'd sit for hours and hours, since taking even a few steps was hard work. Then one day, about 1.5 years ago, his Uncle Mickey decided to find out if Ray had the fighting gene in his DNA too.
He had been coming into the gym. So then one day I'm saying, Ray, come on in. let's see if he can stand up, you know, and he wasn't sure if he could do it. He was very hesitant, but he got in, we got him in the ring, and he put one arm on the rope, and he punched with the other, and before you knew it, he was balancing himself, and he was throwing punches. I was like, wow. And then it progressed a little bit more, the next day a little bit more, to maybe 3 weeks, he was walking across the ring and back, and a new guy was born.
So just walking across the ring, that was a big deal.
Exactly. He walked across, and that was a miracle there.
For the first 24 years of his life, Ray couldn't walk without those arm crutches. For the first 24 years, every step was a struggle. Well, look at him now.
Again.
Now, the boy who once had trouble taking a single step is chasing his uncle, the retired world champion, all over the ring.
1-2 hook. That's right.
How do you feel when you're running around the ring?
I feel like, is that really me? Am I really doing it?
There you go.
Mickey doesn't take it easy on me.
Ray, come on, Ray. Ooh. Come on, Ray. Don't leave it out there. Bring it back fast.
He busts my butt like anybody else.
You like that, don't you?
Yeah, because I feel like one of them. One time he caught me with a body shot. I'll never forget. But I also caught him with a low blow.
3 years ago, when the producers of the movie The Fighter began casting the film, they offered Ray a bit part. If you blinked, you might have missed it.
You had a great line in the movie. Let me hear it.
Dickie Eklund, Pride of Low. Dick Eklund, Pride of Low.
But that was enough for Ray to give himself a new name.
Hollywood.
You call him Hollywood?
Hollywood Ray, yeah. I'll give you his number. You call him up. If he don't answer, hello, you've reached Hollywood Ray. Leave a message.
You're making that up.
I am not.
Lowell, Massachusetts has come a long way from the drug-infested city portrayed in the film. But today, there are still plenty of people who need help, a lot of them kids. This is where Ray works as a counselor and coach at the Boys and Girls Club of Greater Lowell.
Yo, we got to communicate on D. Talk to each other. Communicate. Say, yo, I got him. You got him. If you want it, let's go get it.
275 kids come here to play every day after school. But in one of them, Ray saw little of himself. In this girl, Raven Albert.
She was thought of somebody that couldn't play sports. And even I had people telling me, like, come on, she's not supposed to be that good. Like, why would you even bother? Just keep her on the bench. But I said, you know what? Anybody's worth something.
When some of my teammates, they used to say that I wasn't good enough, he told me, like, not to listen to what everyone else is saying and to believe, and if I keep on believing that I'm going to be able to reach my goal.
In the club's final game, Raven's goal was simple, to just score a single basket, something she had never done before.
And Ray told me to shoot the ball, and Ray told me that I can do it, so I shot it.
She hit a straightaway jump shot, a 14-footer. And that was the first point she ever scored, and just her elation, like, she jumped up, hugged the teammates. She even hugged me.
Coaching her.
All right.
And it's not just here at the Boys and Girls Club where Ray has become an inspiration. Life has come full circle. Now he's inspiring the people who inspired him.
He helped the whole family through our little difficulties and stuff. You know, he saved a lot of things in the family. I mean, you'd have to be in his family to know what he has done, you know.
Anything you want to share with us?
Well, sure. Maybe a little too much drinking, maybe a little too much drugs. I done these things. I done my share of partying and drinking, whole 9 yards. Hey, come on. I'll make the shake for you. It makes you start thinking on life. If he can overcome what he overcomes, boy, why are we going to ruin our lives? So I think I got to change my life. It's got to turn around. And it did, and it did.
What if somebody sees this and say, well, what exactly did Ray accomplish? I mean, he didn't come up with a cure for cancer. Let's not get carried away. That's a cynical way to look at it, no question. But what would you say to somebody like that?
I'd tell him to go to hell.
Because you think he's accomplished a lot.
accomplished more than I will ever accomplish.
When they say the fighter, that's you. The fighter.
Yeah, but it's Ray. He's the fighter.
Bernie, assuming they can, how do medical people explain Ray's newfound mobility? It's not a cure, but how do they explain that his ability to suddenly walk when he goes in the gym?
You know that old saying about how a journey of 1,000 miles begins with a single step?
Yeah.
It really does. And he took one step into the ring, and I don't think that's coincidental. I don't think he would have walked in some other venue because he loved boxing so much. He took one step. He didn't take 100 steps. He took one, and then he took two, and then he took three. And he is proof, living proof, that any of us could do more than we think we can do. And in his case, he did a lot.
And it's odd how the mind works. I understand that he has somewhat of an encyclopedic knowledge of
He's a savant.
boxing
He's a savant.
And fights,
Yeah.
beyond just his uncle's fights.
He told me that he'll watch a fight many times. And I want to make clear, by many times, I don't mean 2, 3, 4, or 5 times. I mean like 20, 25 times. And he says, I always see something different. I always see something new when I watch it again. He is a savant when it comes to this type of thing, and he's able to analyze every little move.
And is it true that as a result of the movie, The Fighter, he has somewhat of a relationship now with Mark Wahlberg?
It is true. It is true. They talk to each other about once a week. And I thought one of the most interesting, funniest parts of the story is that based on his part in the movie and his friendship with Wahlberg, he now calls himself Hollywood Ray.
All right, Bernie. Thanks very much.